still not quite sure about this Inter Miami side. Can they attack? No doubt about it.
Can they defend?
Can they defend? There are doubts about it, right?
What are you looking forward to this weekend?
Sunday, a genuine relegation six-pointer. We are talking Tottenham against Forest, the two teams on the longest winless streak in the Premier League. This is a proper battle of the bottom.
What I love about this too, Geoff, is both are coming off big wins for
Yep.
the group. Even though Spurs don't move on in the knockout rounds against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, it was still to win at home. It's almost like, okay, we can do it, guys. We can win, and we can win against good competition. And then with Nottingham Forest, they've switched up the squad, 9 changes, and they moved through in the Europa League.
But Charlie, Tottenham have stayed, although they're out of the competition now, the same as they were last season. In the cup competition is great. The league, terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, Tottenham have not won in the Premier League in this calendar year.
I'm guessing at the beginning of the year you didn't have Tottenham in a relegation battle. Where were you with Nottingham Forest? I think I had him close to... I can't remember my picks, but I think I had him close to the bottom.
No, but it depends whether or not Nuno was still there when I made my pick. I mean, they're currently 28 points worse off than they were at this stage last season. But the season before that, I think they only had 22 points at this stage, and they still survived. I think 36 was enough to stay up. So I think that, to be honest with you, I think both of these will get out of it. I think they will both. I think it'll be a draw on Sunday. I really do. But I agree with Charlie. We've just seen the signs from Igor Tudor that he's got a mentality there. There's a bit more grit, there's a bit more dig in, a bit more fight, a bit more unity. So I think they're going in the right way, but he's building from the bottom, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
Are you also predicting a tie, like Geoff said, or do you think one of these two teams will be able to edge out the other?
I see a winner here.
Who? Spurs?
Nottingham Forest.
Really?
Oof. Yeah.
Wow.
By a lot, or what do you think?
No, this is going to be a close game.
In the very end, do you think it comes down to?
I just think where Nottingham Forest is right now, it feels like they have a little bit more to their game with the manager winning in a penalty, winning the Europa League to move forward. It just feels like it's their time. This is going to be an incredible match, but I do see Nottingham Forest coming away with the result.
I think they've got more players with individual skill. They've got more match winners, and also for the run-in, they're talking about having Chris Wood back for the run-in, which is absolutely massive for them.
Yeah.
So you could make a case for it either way. And funnily enough, I think a tie it could result in a tie, which is really no good to either of them.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, what are you looking forward to this weekend? What's your Friday forecast, Charlie?
So, I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. But Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes has 16 assists. What's crazy to me is he's 31 years old. You could argue he's right now in his prime, and he's chasing the assist record of Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne at 20 assists. He can move and get on the ball and dictate. I mean, it is very impressive. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games to get 5 assists. And in the last 3 games, he's got 5 assists. I would not have bet against it. He had, in his last 3 games, 5 assists. Crystal Palace, he had an assist. Newcastle away, he had an assist. In Villa, at home, at Old Trafford, he had 2 assists. He's just a top player, and I don't think he gets enough credit.
Well, I was going to say, arguably, Tony, could you say right now he's the Premier League player of the season right now?
That's interesting because I'm looking at Declan Rice and what he's done this year.
Yeah, he's had a great season.
Yeah,
but he hasn't scored.
But he's in the conversation.
But player of the season, you typically are looking at the
teams at the top of the table.
Not always. You can look outside that.
How many players have?
If he breaks the assist record in a struggling team, okay, let's say Arsenal
being a Golden
wins.
Boat winner and your team's 10th in the table. It's.
I think if Arsenal wins, someone on Arsenal has to be the player of the season. I know where you're going with it. I think they've had such a special season. Arsenal, you can make an argument whether you like the way they play or not, but this guy's been great. To Charlie's point, I don't know if it's been wasted. There's a huge advantage. He takes free kicks, right? So he's got guys that get on the end of things. So the assists are going to look, the numbers are always going to be good. What I like most about him, he's been available for Man United his entire career. He's rarely been injured, right? He's been on the field all the time. There's been an argument about him being a captain and sort of his attitude and how he reacts in the arm, throwing up the arms. I'd rather have an emotional player than one that looks like if you cut the guy, he wouldn't bleed, right? And
he's great. He's great to watch, isn't he?
But when I say wasted, he's
not
playing in Champions League. This is a player who should be playing in Champions League.
Yeah.
Not in European competition.
He's also a guy that's supposed to get you to Champions League, right, on your team, right? I mean, he's one of those guys that's supposed to get you to the next level. But he's
if he get, and they look like they're going to he gets
like
them a Champions League spot.
Yeah.
He has 8 more assists than the second person, which is Thierry for Manchester City. So a pretty historic season right now for Bruno Fernandes. What is your Friday forecast, Tony? What are you looking at this weekend?
My Friday forecast is that the Eastern Conference current leaders right now, NYC is going to knock off Inter Miami again and kind of put them in a little bit of slide after getting knocked out of CONCACAF Champions Cup. If you know a little bit about this history, right, you got 2 Argentinian number 10s, and I'm not comparing the players, just the fact that you know what it means to be an Argentinian number 10 in any team in the world, right? And if you go back to the playoffs last year, Maxi Morales and Lionel Messi were going at it. And this is when Busquets stepped in and Jordi Alba stepped in and Falcone stepped in and Maxi Morales did not back down to anything. Now, in the end, the result was Inter Miami 5-1 in the playoffs going through and obviously went on to win the MLS Cup. But this is a really sneaky good NYC team this season. And I'm still not quite sure about this Inter Miami side. Can they attack? No doubt about it.
Can they defend?
Can they defend? There are doubts about it, right?
But for me, it's the midfield, Geoff. When you look at Inter Miami, it's one thing losing Jordi Alba, and we know how advanced he gets as a left back and the influence he has in the attacking third. But when you lose Busquets,
that's
who
the
you
one.
Play through, and there's not a like for like, because he is the glue in terms of transition and finding the pockets, being able to make those key passes. They don't have that metronome now. So Rodrigo de Paul might try and pick up the slack there, but that's not his game.
It's not his game.
So I think that's the bigger issue right now for Inter Miami.
Is there genuine beef between these two teams?
These two teams don't like. It actually started in 24. It carried over into 25 in the regular season. Then by the time they got to the playoffs, it was just from the first minute, they were kicking each other.
Yeah.
And now that NYC is in first place right now, I think they're on 10 points.
10 points.
10 points at the moment. I think Inter Miami can catch them on points
7
if they
points.
do. I get the sense that NYC has the bit between their teeth.
When's the game?
I think this one's Sunday. Yeah, there's 3 games on Sunday.
Yeah, tune in. I just realized we got a desk full of Rev guys. Your New England Revolution guy, Charlie. You picked, Geoff, that Revs are your team, and you've got the Revs jersey on.
I did it for these guys.
You did it for these guys.